Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Severe storms move through parts of the region this afternoon, but are more on the way. This is a severe weather alert day. Meteorologist Evan Hatter has more on what to expect this evening. Evan, things seem to have calmed down some.
That is true, Steve, and that is the good news we've been watching over the past little bit. We had strong to severe thunderstorms producing some damaging winds, some hail. They were also rotating, but thankfully no reports of any tornado touchdowns in the area, and we had no tornado warnings. However, a tornado watch does, for the moment, continue for some of our counties in the Big Sandy. Basically, from a line from Moorhead to Pikeville on to the north and east, continues under that tornado watch until 10 o'clock. But I do expect that to start getting shaved a bit early because we are starting to see things calm down with regard to some of that strong to severe weather. Breezy out there. 10 to 15 sustained winds right now in Monticello of 30 miles per hour. Yeah, it's been a warm, breezy day around the mountains. That's helped bring up the energy. 80 right now in Prestonsburg, back up to 73 in Jackson. That 55 in Hazard, probably a little on the low side. We're probably a little closer to 75 than 55. We do have several 75 readings around the area, and we continue to see the last of our storms continue to push out. The severe storms in Ohio and West Virginia. Strong storm along I-64 right now if you're headed toward the Grayson area. But the good news is, outside of a heavy downpour in the northern parts of Johnson County and a couple of showers working through McGough and Knott counties, we're actually in better shape. We look out to the west, a few showers trying to develop into the bluegrass, but not nearly to the intensity of what we saw a little bit earlier on. And that's where the main severe threat will lie as we head through the remainder of tonight. We'll pan up and you'll see what's going on. The tornado watch continues mostly for Ohio and West Virginia, and we'll see if we can't knock some of those counties out a little bit early. So as we head into tonight, mid-40s overnight, breezy, storms ending out there. I'll have the very latest on our potential for some showers sticking around coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thank you very much. Well, at least 2 tornadoes tore through New Orleans and the surrounding area late yesterday. At least 2 people were killed there and many more injured. This is from the same system that originally started in Texas on Monday and caused extensive damage there and in Oklahoma, and now 3 other states along the Gulf Coast as that line moved east. COVID restrictions are relaxing, but across the pond, a new Omicron subvariant is causing cases to increase. WYMT's Dakota Maker has talked with local health leaders to find out if we should be concerned.
Omicron subvariant BA2, or stealth Omicron as some experts call it, is gaining ground just as masks are starting to come off.
This is no surprise to us. We knew that there would be more variants on the horizon. You know, I think we want to hope that we'll be done with COVID.
But so far has not been reported in Kentucky, saying the state lab is doing surveillance testing.
The state chooses a random sample of tests, and then they test to see, you know, how much is in the state, and then they do targeted testing, you know, sampling to see what areas it's in.
Experts say this variant is mutating similar to the flu virus.
And that as it circumnavigates the globe, I mean, worldwide travel is open again. The virus is traveling and it's mutating.
But doctors say the tools we have, such as vaccines, work to protect you from symptoms brought on by the variant.
Will protect from the Omicron variant, whether it's the first one, the BA1, or the second one, which is the BA2. It's essential to be boosted. That's the only protection we have.
Hoping we can keep BA2 at bay. In Hazard, Dakota Maker, WYMT Mountain News.
And some good news concerning the new variant. BA2 does not seem to be more severe than the other variants. The pandemic is posing as a never-ending test for nurses nationwide, leading to a severe surge in nurse burnout. One survey by the American Association of Critical Care Nurses found nearly 70% of nurses said their experiences during the pandemic have caused them to consider leaving nursing. Ashley Gick, a nurse of 5 years, is using a new tuition assistance program to study management as hospitals innovate ways to retain their critical front line.
If we keep where we're at right now with staffing shortages and increased patient ratios, it burns you out, heart and soul.
The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics projects that more than 275,000 additional nurses are needed from 2020 to 2030. Employment opportunities for nurses are projected to grow at a faster rate, nearly 9%, than all other occupations in the United States. A Lexington man wants to get the word out after he says he and his partner were the victims of a hate crime. A video shows two people burning down a pride flag outside the couple's home. James Grant Wilson says he's lived in Lexington for 15 years. Surveillance video shows two hooded figures walking up to the flag and lighting the bottom of it on fire. One appears to be recording the act with their phone. The pair then runs away.
We weren't home, but we easily could have been, and and this could happen to someone else somewhere else where they are home, and it does catch their house on fire. So under specific circumstances, this could have ended a lot worse, and I do consider it a hate crime.
Wilson and his partner say a detective was assigned to the investigation. They said they hope talking about this incident can be educational for Kentuckians. The president of the National Education Association is touring schools across the country to see how they are operating as the pandemic winds down, hopefully. Today, she visited Frederick Douglass High School and the Carter G. Woodson Academy in Lexington. Becky Pringle says she was impressed with the in-house courtroom and media production studio at Douglass, and she says she enjoyed seeing students at Woodson study Langston Hughes. But she says not every school has these resources, and she believes more should be done to reach every student. The Girl Scouts are celebrating their 110th anniversary this year. The Girl Scouts of Kentucky's Wilderness Road and the Girl Scouts of Kentuckiana were at the state capitol yesterday to celebrate the anniversary. They met with state legislators, toured the historic Capitol building, and met with Governor Beshear.
As you continue your success in scouting, I hope today helps you remember how special Team Kentucky is, because all of Team Kentucky is rooting for you. Together, we're going to go places. I'm going to tell you, I'm more excited about where Kentucky is going than ever before in my lifetime.
The governor also declared March 22nd as Kentucky Girl Scout Day. Yesterday was also National Agriculture Day, and it was celebrated in Kentucky. Governor Andy Beshear was part of an event in Frankfort recognizing the importance of the agriculture industry in the state. He pointed out that agriculture unites us all because we all need access to food, and that is made possible by local farmers. He also recognized farmers for their hard work and resilience during the pandemic.
So thank you to everybody in our agriculture community that showed up every day of that pandemic to work in order to provide Kentuckians high quality food and fiber. Because of you, the shelves were never empty.
Governor Beshear was also proud to point out that Kentucky is represented very well at the top of the federal Department of Agriculture. Nestle is suspending more of its products in Russia due to its invasion of Ukraine. During the weekend, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky criticized the company for its Russian links. Nestle responded by saying its Kit Kat bars and Nesquik brands, among others, will no longer be available in Russia. Officials also say they are complying with all international sanctions on Russia, but they will provide essential items like baby food and hospital nutrition. Nestle officials say they do not expect to make a profit during this standoff, but any money earned will be donated to relief efforts. Nestle also says it will continue to pay its Russian factory workers. Fans of Selena can head back to the theaters next month to see the pivotal movie that celebrates the slain singer's life. The verified Facebook page for Selena Quintanilla announced the 1997 biopic Selena is returning to theaters for its 25th anniversary. The film starred Jennifer Lopez as the 23-year-old Tejano music star and shares the story of her rise to fame and her tragic murder in 1995. The movie is often credited for making Lopez a star. Selena will be released on April 7th in theaters nationwide. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, a new report says global air quality is getting worse, why pollution is hanging over some U.S. cities.
And showers remain with us off and on as we head through the remainder of the work week. I've got the full details on the way next.
WYMT News app.